Greetings, this is Skylar Saunders. What's current? I know if you've seen the title, you know what I'm saying. Is Tyler Perry finished? Is he done? Is he finally over Madea? When we ever see a Madea's family reunion, Halloween, a Christmas, a Thanksgiving, an Easter, Columbus Day, is he done? Is he done with Madea? It's possible. He's in the, it's more so dramatic pieces now. And his latest, the 6888, is phenomenal. It is an excellent piece of filmmaking. I was pleasantly surprised. Because he does well in certain circumstances, then he's like a little off on others. Some things he's like, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. And others like, this ain't all that good. It's not great. So, but this is great. This is great. This is about the women who are of the WAC, the Women's Army. What is it? I always forget what the C stands for. Corps, excuse me. Women's Army Corps. And it was the black women. There are hundreds of black women sent to Europe during World War II. And, very few are surviving right now. Very few survive, if any. One of the last ones passed away at 100 years old, but she was still intact in her mind. She still had her, her thoughts together. But I have a case to say a few things about this film. Kerry Washington deserves a gold statuette with a man holding a sword. I think he's holding a sword. And presented by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, otherwise known as the Oscars. This is the role. This is her chance. Let her be great. Let her be great. This is her opportunity to capitalize on this. She put in so much work. You can tell it's coming off the screen. It's so great. It's so wonderful. It's just amazing. Nika Slan Shorts, hi. Hirsch Emin, nice tie, thanks. Nice hat, appreciate it, thank you. But let's stay on topic. We're talking about Tyler Perry. If you're not familiar, look him up. If you're not familiar with his films, look him up. He's done both comedies and dramas. He's done a lot of Madea material. The first introduction I had ever to Tyler Perry was I always forget it because the wrong thing comes to my mind every time, but the right thing is like, it's Diary of a Mad Black Woman, the play. If you watch the play on DVD, the DVD of the play Diary of a Mad Black Woman, that is a classic. That is an excellent piece of comedy, melodrama, whatever you want to call it. It's great. It's excellent. It's one of Tyler Perry's finest works. I would definitely recommend it to anyone. But for dramas, his greatest drama in my book behind the 6888 is, of course, I would say it's The Family That Prays. I'm telling you, I always get the wrong thing. I always want to say, Why Did I Get Married, or the Marriage Counselor. Marriage Counselor I actually saw live. I actually saw the Marriage Counselor live in San Diego. And it was very good, and it was such an amazing experience, because when they said Tyler Perry's out of town, he's not going to be able to come in and say, everybody was like, what? Oh no, really? Oh man, like it was like a collective, like just a understood disappointment. Like you understood that the man is busy and working all over the country and probably places in the world, and you just had to accept it. I was like, dang, I thought he was gonna come out. I thought he was gonna say a few words about the production and and have that be part of it, but it didn't work out like that. So I was still appreciative for watching one of his plays live. All right, so that comes to this: is he done with Madea? Because he could just forget about Madea for real. If he makes more movies like this, he can completely forget about Madea, completely, just totally forget about her because. Well, him or whatever, he's cross-dressing and stuff like that. We'll get into that some other time. Kerry Washington's character is so profound The story is so overwhelming, and everybody, I think, by the end gets choked up. I got choked up. I formed a lump in my throat. I didn't have tears in my eyes, but a lump formed in my throat, and I was just like, wow. This is amazing. This is extraordinary. This is a real life event. Now, usually I don't go for fiction, or dramatizations of real life, fictionalized, retellings or dramatizations of actual life. But I've actually written screenplays that are of actual life, so I understand, where he's coming from, and it's probably a good look to do that in a lot of circumstances. So I think that if you watch this film, you will definitely understand the power and the might of Tyler Perry, how he improved over time. Like, if you watch some of his movies, like, the transitions aren't too on point. It's kind of awkward, a little bit weird, a little stodgy, little, like, oh, that was kind of goofy, that was kind of weird. But this movie, it was seamless. I'm not even trying to hype it up just beyond what it is. It was seamless. It was completely, clear cut, to the point. All of the performances were on point. Everybody, pulled their weight. Everybody was on point. It was just an extraordinary experience, and I recommend it to everybody. So 6888 is essentially the story of the 6,888th Division of Women Army Corps, and the leader, the commanding officer, the CO, is she was a captain, then she was a major, and I think she becomes a lieutenant colonel later on, but I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly, but so Kerry Washington, that's Kerry Washington's character, but there's also like a running love story that underscores the whole movie, and it's a tragedy, of course. I'm not going to get into, you can get into it because it's a real life story, but I'm just going to say I'm not going to talk about it here. I'm not going to talk about it here because it is something for you to watch. It's something that you can actually watch. You can go ahead and watch it. That's what's so beautiful about it. It's on Netflix right now. Definitely on Netflix, as you can watch it. So okay, she did become a lieutenant colonel. All right, so she was a lieutenant colonel when she retired. Because she started out in the film as a captain, then she moved up in rank to a major, and then she retired as a lieutenant colonel. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm saying. Like, nobody expected this. I think there was an article. Then there was allegedly a documentary, and then there were so many different things. There's a U.S. Army post name changes for facilities named after Confederate soldiers. Among them was Fort Lee, Virginia, to be redesignated Fort Gregg Adams. I mean, that's just beautiful. I just love stories like that. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. So I think it is very astute of Tyler Perry to do this. And like I said, there's so many scenes that you're like, all right, this is directing. This is how you direct. He wrote, produced, and directed this film. And I have 0 viewers right now. I had 29. So I already am up, to 110, I think, people on here. So I'm not mad. This guy or girl or whoever, Nikhil Shad Shorts, is spamming. I don't even know if maybe I can get rid of this. I can get rid of people for spamming, right? Hide user on this channel. All right, so all that is out of here. I just said hide on the channel. I only got one person out here. That was because they said they were 13 years old, and I was like, nope, not gonna do it. Not today. Not today. Not getting that. Nope. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. No, thank you. I don't need that in my life. So this is a very it seems like it's a tragic story because after the women came back to America, they were ashamed. They felt like they were lower than they already were perceived. I mean, a lot of them probably came back and became domestics. A lot of them came back and didn't go into careers. Some of them may have became engineers and mathematicians and teachers and professionals and things like that. But a great many of them probably just became lowly domestics, which is an honorable job. I mean, my grandmother was a domestic, but it's just tough to be in because you're not looked at as a full human being. You're looking at it as a piece of furniture almost. You're not even looked at as like a real human. So with the women of the 688, it really pushes forward the narrative of how black women really held down the war effort. Even though some people might say, "Oh, they just handled mail. Who gives a who cares? Who cares about the mail?" A lot of people. I was in the Marine Corps. That mail system, getting mail and writing mail, letters, is crucial to what we call motto or motivation. It's really an offshoot of morale. But when you say motto or motivation, you mean like you're high in spirit, you're high in thoughts and your ideas. You have very good vibes going on about you. So that's what the mail does. That's what mail did. 17 million pieces of mail were processed, and I think they said 90 days. 17 million pieces of mail, and they showed how those women that used perfume and some of the mail and compared it to the women that held on to the perfume and compared it to the other letters. And so they could ascertain which letter was sent to whom. King, salute. Salute, King. I'm getting my numbers up. Salute to you, sir. So, have you seen the 6888 yet, King? I definitely recommend it. It's an awesome movie. Tyler Perry should be nominated. Listen to this. He should be nominated for Best Director, but Malcolm Washington should win. I think Malcolm Washington should win Best Director, and Tyler Perry should be nominated. Maybe only because I think I think that the Piano Lesson was better direction, and of course the 6888 was better acting. That's what I think it was. King says, "No surprise to me. You gonna be something." I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. What's the name of it? The 6888. The 6888. It's SIX space TRIPLE space EAIGHT. 6888. And you can find it on Netflix. It's in the top 10. It's in the top 10 most viewed series or projects, I guess you can say, or videos, or what are the words? I'm losing words, but top viewed works. I'm missing out. There's a specific word I'm searching for, but I won't get it. But anyway, yeah, it's excellent. I might have to see it again. It's just that good. And Kerry Washington, if she doesn't win Best Actress or Best Actress in a Leading Role, I'm going to be so heated. I'm going to be so pissed. I'm going to have to watch the other movies of the other female leads. I'm going to have to watch those other movies when they announce the nominees. And she better be at least a nominee. She better at least be a nominee. And she at least better win. Because she did her thing. And it's going to take a long time, again, for her probably to get another role like this. This was like a stroke of lightning and, just Amazement. 6888. Got it. All right, good to go. Yeah, so this is a stroke of lightning. This is an amazing feat on both Tyler Perry and Kerry Washington's parts. They did the damn thing, to put it simply. And I have to ask the question, is Tyler Perry done with Madea? Is he finished with her? He had Madea's funeral. So was that, I think that was the last movie he had of Madea. I think he's completely done with her. But then he's got, I never liked the Browns. I never liked Meet the Browns. I never saw Sisters or Bros or Bros or whatever it's called, or the Oval Office. Is it the Oval Office or something like that? I never watched any of those. Any of them. I never watched For Color Girls. Who I think it's called who considered suicide when the rainbow's not enough, or something like that. So I can only say what I've seen. And I've seen that he is an excellent dramatic director. And he's an excellent, performer, an excellent comedic and dramatic performer. He's been in other roles. He's played Alex Cross and, the James Patterson character. He's played on Star Trek. He's played on a few other productions, but this was his forte. This was his masterstroke so far. This is his masterpiece so far. I know he's got a few more left in him, but the 6888 is definitely a key, it's a key pathway to finding, Tyler Perry's roots in dramatic arts. It's well done on all fronts. It's choreographed, spectacularly. It sounds great. It looks great. It has funny moments. It's got comedy. It's got levity. Then it's very serious, and then it's very solemn. It's very forceful. It's very proud and I'll say arrogant, and in the best sense of the word, arrogant as saying like you're proud of yourself. You're proud of who you represent and how you represent. So that's the whole idea, I think, that I got from the movie, because it's not that long. I think it's like an hour and a half or 2 hours. It's not super long, but it is vast. It is wide. It goes from Georgia to Scotland, and it has some very dramatic sequences. And even Dean Norris, he's famous for of course Breaking Bad and Claws. He's trying to like distance himself, as much as possible from Hank Schrader, but he was like a Southern Hank Schrader, kind of like a general in a way. But he was brilliant. He was impeccable. He gave an impeccable performance. He was great. But it's not his movie. It wasn't his time. He's gonna have his time. He's a Harvard graduate. He's gonna have his time as a lead actor, I think, in some capacity, instead of just a supporting role. But he was impeccable. He was great. So I mean, you have a very small roles with Sam Waterston. If I said his name right, let me make sure. Waterston. Yeah, Waterston. Yeah. Susan Sarandon as President FDR and Lady Roosevelt, First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt, in that order, and also Oprah Winfrey as Mary McLeod Bethune, one of the most one of the greatest pieces of the civil rights movement that has ever come up in history. Mary McLeod Bethune. She was an excellent figure during that time period. Okay, so I mean, they always say, don't walk, run, but you can walk and have a beer and pause the movie and come back to it as long as you want. It's on Netflix, so you don't have to run. You don't have to. Don't walk, run. But have that mentality of running to it, you know, because it's just that good. It's excellent. It's so good. And it's so good. I mean, I can be hateful and objective, and you know, tear stuff apart. Like I said, I don't I hate I can say I hate Meet the Browns. I don't like all that. I didn't like House of Pain. I was like, this is not, it's not funny. But Tyler Perry was doing that on purpose. He was trying to get 100 episodes out. He knew the quality would suffer, but he knew about quantity. He he knew about the number of episodes. If he had 100 episodes, he knew he'd be in syndication. That would bring him more money. See, that's the thing. What I think is happening with him. He wanted to make Madea and, you know, true to himself, and that's clear. But he wanted to also make the Jazzman's Blues, which is my second favorite Tyler Perry movie behind six the 688. I think the family that, so it goes that way. Number 3 is, for dramatic films, is The Family That Prays. Number 2 is I just said it. Jesus Christ. Okay, The Family That Prays. The Jazzman Blues. Jesus Christ, I can't. My mind. I'm like, what the hell? But okay, I had a call. So the call kind of ruined my. See, that's the scary thing about having this phone. I don't know when a call is going to come in, so it stops the progress of the video. So I have to be careful. But anyway, so this is the reality of, you know, Tyler Perry's world. Like, he knows he made millions of dollars off of Madea. Probably maybe tens of millions or maybe hundreds of millions of dollars off of Madea. Because he used to shoot real low. He'll be like, look, I'm going to put up a movie for $5 million. We're going to shoot this thing, and it's going to be cut and edited, and everything's going to be, you know, packaged together within a few weeks. We're going to push it out. It's going to make $50 million. And he came in #1 at the box office like 3 or 4 times, or maybe even more times than that. And I remember in 2012, he was the highest paid human in entertainment, in Hollywood, and movie making. And everybody's like, what, this nigger? How's this nigger making money? How in the world? This is just interesting. What a nigger. How's he make $140 million in a year? That's ridiculous. And he's a billionaire now. That's extraordinary. That should be celebrated. But I do have my criticisms. Like I said, Madea is like a mixed bag. It's like so sad and tragic in the blues. It really is the blues. Because you're gunning for him, and you're hoping, you're laughing, you're like, ha ha, and then you're like, this is a man in a dress. This is a black man in a dress again. Like, I thought we were done with that. I thought this was over. Because it's different when you say art. Art, it's a totally different realm. Because art reflects real life. And real life reflects art. In a lot of ways. But especially with art, for music and film, you know, and especially film, the imagery, you know, I don't remember too many, photographs of white men being hung from trees with, their genitals cut off and stuffed in their mouth, and then, shot and set ablaze, and then pulled up on a rope around their neck, and their eyes bulging out of their head. And then having a white man, I don't see a black man going like this. There's one picture, if you see a lynching, and there's a white guy going like this. I don't see any black guys standing around a white guy like that. And there's multiple instances where people were hanged or hung. I always forget which is the proper word, from trees in the South and all over the country, North, East, West, but especially the South. But yeah, so it's very difficult to navigate that kind of territory, because you're saying in one hand, it's like he's doing his work, he's got to get the money, he's got to make sure he does it right, la 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 la. But at the same time, you have to recognize that, we don't have the same history. Whites and white men, because that's the thing. They say, oh, well, look at what Dustin Hoffman did in Tootsie, and look at what the late, great Robin Williams did in This Is Doubtfire. And, look at what, tons of white men have worn dresses and have worn dresses since the Shakespearean times. They didn't allow women to be on the stage, so men dressed as women during the performances. So it's a totally different art. It's a totally different history of white men and black men. Totally different history. Totally different. And the stupidity, and the wimpishness. Is that a word? Wimpishness? Or wimpiness? I think it's wimpiness. Yeah, I say wimpiness. The state or condition of being weak and cowardly or unadventurous. It's wimpy. Evil is wimpy. Evil is puny. Evil is small and doesn't even matter. It's a little fleck off of you. It doesn't even make sense, and that's why they had to make it serious and evil and vicious, with the lynchings and the things like that, and the various ways to discredit men and women of color. It's very strong. It's so strong. It's exactly the tempo of the nation and the world, really, and especially being set in World War II. I mean, that just gives it a different thrust of the reality. That was World War II, the biggest war in all of human history, the most costly world war, the costliest in terms of deaths, which is the most primary thing to consider, and of course in money. It costs hundreds of billions of dollars in that era. I think it costs, and in today's money, it'd probably be in the tens of trillions, maybe even hundreds of trillions. It was that traumatic and so dramatic and vast and expansive and wide. So we have to look at it like that. But is Tyler Perry finished with Madea? Is he done? Is he throwing in the towel? Is it over for Madea? Or does he have one more in him? He has another one going, towards Madea. Because he's brought laughs. He's brought laughs to people, people that, your grandmama, your aunties, your sister-in-law, your cousin, your brother. I've laughed at Tyler Perry stuff. I mean, he does good work. His plays especially are great. His TV shows, not so much. That I know of. The ones I watched, I tried to watch House of Pain, couldn't do it. Tried to watch Meet the Browns, couldn't do it. Wasn't a big fan of those. Wasn't championing those. But I understood his game. I understood his ethic. He was like, let me make these comedies, put them on TV, get at least 100 episodes in, and I can go into syndication, no matter what the quality is. 13X. I ain't never watched a Tyler Perry movie in my life. I'd rather eat chitlins. You're missing out. You're missing out, especially with this new one. Especially you got to see the 688. You got to see the 688 13X. You got to see it, man. I'm serious. It's the truth. You'll probably be in tears. I wasn't in tears, but I had a lump in my throat. I'll tell you the truth. I wasn't in tears, but I can understand people that were. By the end, that ending just sweeps you up. The ending is just so powerful. That's all that ends well. All that, how's it go? Let me see. All is well that ends well. So the whole thing, no matter what the differences were, it's still excellent. Then he says, LL, I cried during The Lion King. Well, how old were you when you watched The Lion King? I'm trying not to laugh. I've been failing ever since. I've been failing ever since I tried not to laugh, but it's a totally different story. But you gotta watch the 6AAA. If you got Netflix, go to Netflix right after this show and watch it. Get it in your mind, get it in your thoughts. Get all of it. It's the truth, I'm telling you. It is the absolute truth. So, yeah, just the little ticks, you know, like them not saluting her, and they're not, you know, respecting her authority, respecting her command, and she shows that she's, you know, a commanding officer. She's a CEO of these women. These, I think it's like 448 women or something like that. I think they said. You were 18 when you saw The Lion King? Did you cry at the beginning with Mufasa? And is that the part where you cried? Because I think I was like, I was with my dad, and I think I was like, you know, looking at the screen like, oh my gosh, that's like that's Simba's daddy, you know, kind of messed me up. But it's excellent. 688. I can't say anything bad. I wanted to go in and say, oh, this is God, this is goofy, awkward, and the reviews are awful. Reviews are terrible. Don't go by reviews. They said that the Guardian gave it 2 stars out of 5 or 4. I think it was 4 or 5. 2 stars. Saying that they deserved better. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is one of the best movies ever, and Tyler Perry's best movie. It's an excellent film, and it plays on everything. Like I said in the article I wrote, it plays on the idea of like Saving Private Ryan, you know, another World War II epic, and this is a World War II epic. It plays on the fact that you know, there's very little violence in this movie. There's violence to let you know, okay, this is serious. This is an actual thing. This is a reality. It just lets you know. It just gives you hints. It's not like, I remember Saving Private Ryan, there's like scenes of the guys looking around, finding his arm and stuff like that. I'm like, God, you don't have to go into that much detail. We get it. We understand. It was carnage all around. We got it. We can understand. We can get that. I got you, Spielberg. But Spielberg picked up the Best Director's Academy Award for that back in '98. I think it was '99 when the awards were, but the movie came out in '98. $1998. Let me say that because it's gonna get weird. Like, whoa, not you. So you were 18, okay. So just relying on the fact that, you know, this is Kerry Washington's movie. I mean, like I said, Tyler Perry can be nominated for Best Director, but this isn't his best movie, but this isn't the best movie he's gonna make. He's gonna make an even better movie. This is not his role to get Director of the Year, Best Director. Kerry Washington, just to make right the whole, you know, Halle Berry, Denzel Washington fiasco, like how Jadakiss said, why do Halle Berry why the white man had to pop Halle Berry to get an Oscar, and why Denzel had to be crooked before he took it? That whole mindset is still ingrained, even though Ray Charles won for Ray. That was good. That was a good thing. You know, I respect that. He was a genius, and he was everything along those lines. And even Forrest Whitaker, he won best male, best actor in a film, and somebody recently. Why? Yes. I'm trying to see him. Will Smith. How could I forget the infamous Will Smith? He has a gold statue. He can't come to this award ceremonies for 10 years, but he's got the gold statue. And we already forgot. We forgot about the fact that he smacked the dog, you know what, out of the dog S out of Chris Rock, you know. But there's only 5 black men, 5, and 4 are living. Sidney Poitier passed away. Denzel Washington has 2 Academy Awards, 1 for Best Actor. Forrest Whitaker won in 2007 for his role in The Last King of Scotland. Smith won for Best Actor in 2022 for his role in King Richard. And there's only been one. I'm going to say it again. One female or woman or actresses, black actresses who have won. And that's Halle Berry. She's the only one to win Best Actress. I mean, Olivia, what's her name? Viola Davis, and what is her name? What's her name? Viola Davis and what's the name? Oh, god damn. God, what is her name? I'm looking it up right now to win an Oscar. Hattie McDaniel. God damn. How could I forget Hattie McDaniel? Hattie McDaniel was the first black actor to win an Academy Award. And she won a supporting role for Gone with the Wind, which won 8 Oscars overall, including Best Picture. So it's I mean, it's what it is. I mean, make your own awards. Don't have to go for Whitey. Make the Blackie Awards. So, there's already the NAACP Images Award, but no, it's a quiet rumor. It's like they're not. I mean, it's not as big as the Oscar. It's not as big as the Oscar. Congratulations! You did a great job. Wonderful. It's not that big though. It's not that big a deal. It's not that serious. Like, that's the weird world we live in. There's BET Awards. There's like I said, the NAACP Image Awards. There's the Trumpet Awards. I think all kinds of different awards, but they don't have the same weight. They don't have the same, because there's Halle Berry, the only black, and she's not even full black. She's like a mutt herself. No offense, I'm just saying what it is. But she's of color. She's the one that in the 40s and 50s. She would have to go in the colored bathroom, or she had to go use the colored water fountain. How stupid that is! I mean, it's so ridiculous. They had to make it evil. They had to make it serious and kill people and murder people and do terrible acts to people to make it serious. But it's not that. It's not that it's a serious thing. It's wimpy and puny, but they had to make it seem like it was serious. Because of Emmett Till and others. Amadou Diallo, Eleanor Bumpers, Fred Hampton Sr., James Byrd, all these different people. Serious consequences in their lives. Only out of racism. Only out of being racially charged. And it still goes on to this day. Racism's still alive. They just be concealing it. Well, they're not even concealing it anymore. They're outright and doing it. They're just showing a totally different face. That's the reality. But this film, I mean, it's like, I was just astounded. I was stunned at the brilliance of it. Everything, the writing, the directing, the producing, everything was on point. 13X says, there's nothing lighthearted in racism, so why direct a movie in that fashion? Well, he doesn't write. He's not making it lighthearted. There's moments of levity and comedy to balance out the dramatics of it, but it's very serious. It's a very serious movie, and it will, it should choke you up by the end. And I don't like how it's like based on a true story. I mean, like I said myself, I've written a screenplay that's based on a true story myself, but it's got fantastic details to go along with it. It's not just like by rote or by the book. This is what happened, and then I'm not gonna end then you to death, but I'm just gonna show it to you. But that's coming on another way. That's not balancing. That's undermining. No. It's balancing. Undermining would just be to have Madea show up and if Madea showed up and started saying, "Hey, everybody, we gonna go on this mission. What we packaging mail?" I mean, that would be a travesty. That would be disgusting and ugly, and I would berate him and everybody else involved for having something like that. But this movie, the 6888, is the truth. It resonates. It has a power to it. It has an underlying thrust to it that definitely shows how these women were treated, how they conducted themselves, how they answered the call, how they did their job beyond the call of duty, above and beyond the call of duty. The A and B is the C and D. So that is that's the reality of that. So I think with this film, I mean, this is Kerry Washington's time. It's her time to shine. I'm gonna look at the other candidates, and they better be tip top shape. They better be in tip top shape. They better be the best. It's gonna be white women. It's all gonna, and maybe a transgender. And what are they gonna do for the transgenders? What's it gonna be? Best actor? Okay. Oh, he is a best actor. 2 weeks ago, she was a best actress. That's what I'm saying. It's like, all right, if y'all want to do what y'all want to do, but I'm just saying there's a difference. You got to get rid of some toolage. You got to get rid of some tools and some or a dugout and slap on a appendage. So, but anyway, the women that are up for Best Actress, they better be on their MFing parts. They better be on their roles. They better be on their roles. I'll be looking for them too, because Kerry Washington not only did a home run, she did a grand slam to win the game. She did that. She did that. It was like she could have just said, "Oh, it was a home run," but they still lost. No, it was a grand slam, but they didn't get enough bases. They didn't get enough runs. But this was the one. This is the for the championship, for the World Series. This is a grand slam with the World Series with the natural with with the lights bursting and everything. So that was amazing. That was amazing to see. And I'm gonna see it another time. It's such a great movie. It's so good. So good. I'm not blowing smoke or anything. I'm telling the truth. Like I said, not everything that Tyler Perry has done has been completely nuggets of platinum and diamonds. Not everything he's done is great. But this is great. This is excellent. This is absolutely awesome. This is very, 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 very good, to put it, lightly. Because I was just amazed at, the cinematography and the music and, the editing. Because sometimes Tyler Perry's editing, and he's learned. I've noticed he learned in over time. He's learned how to best edit all, the different elements of the film, and he's in control. Like I said, he wrote, produced, and directed this film. So he has his hands all over it. This is his baby, and Kerry Washington delivers the baby. She's just extraordinary. She's just Not even surprising. But she's been in lesser roles and she's been in bigger roles. You know, she's Olivia Pope. She'll never be not Olivia Pope. A lot of people in their minds will always say, "Oh yeah, that's Olivia Pope." Yeah, I had to watch Scandal last night. I remember those days. I remember those days when Scandal was on TV. Yeah, girl, Olivia going to get him now. She going, you know. I remember that. I remember how the girls were talking at the workplace when I worked. So Kerry Washington sure is purty. Yes, she is. She is purty. That's true. I missed a few. God. Okay, I'm gonna tell my mother to watch it. Okay, tell your mother to watch it. Tell your brother. Tell your sister. Tell your uncle. Tell your auntie. Tell everybody to watch it. Don't just tell your mama. Tell everybody to watch it. Kerry Washington is very attractive, though. She is an attractive black woman. I know I'm into white women, but she's an attractive black woman, definitely, no question about it. And she's very smart. She's whip smart and very witty and controlled and powerful. And she just has a way of she exudes a sense of sophistication, even though Tyler Perry calls her a loudmouth from the Bronx. But yeah, so yeah, Kerry Washington definitely is purdy, as you say. I agree with you, sir. I agree with you. I'm just into white women right now, so maybe in another season. I go laughing again. Ha 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 ha. He 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 he. But yeah, so this is fun times for me. This is fun times. It's not play time, but this is fun. I have fun doing this. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy it. This is an enjoyment for me. I like to do this. I like to get my words out. I don't know. This is like putting messages in a bottle and throwing it in the ocean. You know, it might wind up in a whale's stomach somewhere. It might, wind up on a distant beach somewhere. It wind up, floating, knocking against a yacht from a billionaire who wants to read it from, I don't know. I just put these things out and see what happens. But it's guided. It's not like, oh, well, I'll just say anything I want. No, I had to research. I watched video. I read articles. I did all that. So just to realize that. And I think I got louder. It's supposed to be quiet. It's supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be this tone. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Not mad. So my numbers are up. My numbers are doing well. But this movie, man, 6888, it's no joke. I mean, there's jokes, but it's not an overarching joke. It's a serious film to be discovered. I mean, who else is gonna make it? Who else? If they make Hidden Figures or 12 Years a Slave, there's gonna be a chance that there's gonna be a white savior. Brad Pitt in 13 Years a Slave was the white savior. Kevin Costner in Hidden Figures was the white savior. If it's not the white savior, it's a white movie, and they have oh my god, what do they call it? The Magic Negro. I think that's it. Let me make sure I say it right. The Magical Negro. It's a trope in American cinema, television, and literature, and the cinema of the United States. The magical Negro is a supporting stock character who comes to the aid of the protagonist in a film. So it's mainly just black men or black women coming to the aid of white women and men, and letting them know I can teach you how to do this, like Legend of Bagger Vance, Will Smith, like in the Hunger Games. I can't remember the name of them, but one of characters goes up to Katniss and tells her, is a black character, tells Katniss what was happening and about to, give her pointers. So Who are the two people? I know 13X in here. Who's the other person? Put a 1 up if you're the other person in the room. There's 2 people. It was up to 29. I love how it's like a rush at the beginning. It's like a rush of people. Like it goes up to 30 or 40. And they go, oh, okay, well, 12. Okay, now 3, 4. And goes up to 3. Then it goes down to 2. Then it goes to 0. And it goes up to 5 again. It's like you can't gauge this thing. You really can't gauge it. Oh my God, how is this message redacted? For what? For what? I didn't do that. I didn't redact his comments. He had no problem. We had a disagreement, but we didn't. It's not gonna want to block him or redact his comments because we had a disagreement. I got rid of one guy because he said he was just trolling. He was just putting images, emoticons on us. The YouTube algorithm is scared of your honesty. Well, I appreciate that, 13X. I appreciate that. But they're not. It's not my honesty. It's your honesty. You're the one that's getting your messages redacted. You weren't even saying. You didn't have a. Some people can cuss in here, and they can go on. That's what I don't understand. I don't get it. You didn't say anything wrong in my estimation. Oh, you did that yourself. I was about to get mad. I was about to send a note to YouTube. I'm serious. It's crazy. I'm my own moderator. Yeah, you're on your own moderator. Yeah, okay. There I go laughing again. I swear, I spent 13 weeks on the island without laughing. I had to keep a straight face like that. And it was crazy too because those DIs were funny. DIs are hilarious. Drill instructors, they are hilarious, and they mean to be. So if you crack, then the whole platoon's got to go do laps or push-ups or something like that, or scuzz brushes. That's always fun when you're going down down the squad bay and you have a scuzz brush in your hand. They're basically a brush that you use to clean toilets or bathtubs or something like that. And you put your hands together and you run down the squad bay, and your arms feel like jello and your legs are turning into the noodles. They talk like Major. He Major Payne. I give him super respect. He was a great Marine in Major Payne. He was excellent because he reminded me of my drill instructor. My drill instructor was just like him in a way. It was crazy. He had the gold tooth and everything. I was like, what the hell? It was crazy. But it was funny because I got him back at the end. I got him back at the end because I did an impersonation of him. And everybody was going crazy. They're like, oh my God. Then my senior drill instructor was like, do me. I was like, man, I don't know how to do a Miami Jamaican accent. Like, and it was terrible. It sounded like an African accent. It was like, get online right now. Like, it was awful. It was terrible. And he tried to do it at my graduation. He was like, do me. I was like, man, he just went, nope. He had way more bearing than myself. I didn't have any bearing whatsoever. Yeah, so DI, yeah, even Kerry Washington was essentially a DI. She wanted to make sure those women, were able to go through those courses before they went to Europe. She was in Georgia. She was one of the lead. I guess she was still a commanding officer then. She was the one that made sure that the women made it that far, were able to create themselves into warriors in a sense. If they're going through the same kind of fight that they weren't, I don't think they were tested with weapons. That's the only thing that I didn't like. Not about the movie, but in reality. Like, women should have been tested with weapons just the same thing as men. Even if they never use them, they should have got training. Like, I never used mine in anger. But I shot every weapon you can think of except a pistol. I shot a M16. I shot the M240 Golf, M249 Saw. Those are machine guns. Big guns that go pa 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 pa. You can only hold it for 3 seconds. You say die MF or die. That's all you have. Die MF or die. And it may not be 3 seconds. It's probably like 1.5 seconds. Die MF or die. And that's all we had. And then I had a practice on an AT-4, which is a grenade launcher, or is like a missile launcher, a ground to air or ground to the surface launcher. And at the day where we were able to find out who was going to do it, it was a female. And everybody was looking at her like, oh shoot, she's going to mess it up. She was on point. She shot that thing. She fired it. It hit right on target, and it was like boom. It was like a huge cloud of fire and dust. It was crazy. Who's the greater actress, Kerry Washington or Regina King? Don't ever ask me that again. Don't do that, man. You had to, every time somebody comes up with something, it's something I just can't. She has an Oscar though. Regina King has an Oscar, so Kerry Washington doesn't have an Oscar. I'm just saying as a matter of fact. That's just a matter of fact. I'm not saying who's a better actress. Oh man, why would you do this? You had to do this when I'm about to leave this mug. Oh my god. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say Regina King. Not because she has the Oscar. She deserves that Oscar. She earned it. But because her trajectory, her performance, and in so many different roles, and how she went from like being the little squeaky kid in 227 to being the sister girl and what was it, Friday. And then she was in If Beale Street Could Talk. I think that's when she won her Oscar. She's better in that respect. She's better. She can handle comedic roles better than Kerry Washington and dramatic roles better. So I'm saying Regina King. I have to make a choice. Regina King. But Kerry Washington's like a very close second or a third. Very close. But that was a good question though. Oh my God, which one would you marry? Well, I wouldn't marry her. She would marry me. First of all, she would have to be, she would have to be worthy of me. But who would I marry? I would probably marry Regina because she's had serious setbacks in her life. Her son committed suicide, very serious, very sad, very traumatic, and she's still going on. She was the voice. Goddamn, she was the voice of Huey and Riley for the Boondocks. I mean, come on. Good answer. Oh yeah. Well, I appreciate. It's just you can say it's a good answer. I appreciate that, but it's just my honest opinion. It's just my honest thoughts. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would never lie on this stream. Never. I would never lie. I never have, and I never will. Never lie. So that's how I would. She would seem to be very, accommodating of me and my crazy ass. I have bipolar disorder, so she would be very understanding of that. Not to her like that she has to take care of me, but she would understand where I was coming from, and I don't understand how she could have gone crazy. She could have lost her whole mind thinking about her son being, dying at his own hand. So. Yes, facts. Regina King has hazelnut or like greenish eyes. Yep. Facts. Regina King. Yep. Facts on that. Very, very good, astute observation. 13X. Very astute observation. And it's a fundraiser Tuesday, by the way. You can get. In these last few minutes, you can get up with your fund in the Cash App. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So if you feeling some type of way, send me a little something, at least $5. That's all I ask. It all goes to a good cause. My bank account. All goes to a good cause. I got to get in touch with people with YouTube, though, for these algorithms. This is weird algorithms. It's like, I come on, there's 0 people, right? Then there's a rush. It's like 29, 30 people at the same time. Then it goes down to like 16. Then it goes down to like 4, 2, 0. and then up back again 5, down to 2, down to 3, up 3. You know, it's very strange. I appreciate people like you, 13X. You're a live human being. You're not a chat box. You're a chat bot. You're not anything like that. So I appreciate it. See what happens when you open your mouth and you tell the truth. Tell the truth at all times, kids. When you're serious about something, you will. So I have $150 with a minute to go left in the show. So $150. He gave me 10. I'll take a 10 piece. I love 10 pieces. I'll take a 10 piece. Definitely respect. See, that's respect. That's an understanding of like this dude's telling it like it is. He's telling the truth. He's telling real. I'll give him a little something. Bam, $10. That's all I ask. $5 is the least I'm going to do. If you do $4 or less, I gotta send it back to you. We don't do less than $5. That 10-piece mild. Yeah. All right. So let me get out while I'm ahead. Go see. You know, when you get your pajamas and your Kool-Aid and you have your stocking cap on, and it's Christmas Eve, and you got presents under the tree soon. Go see on your TV the 688. It is such an awesome film, great film. So I have to salute Kerry Washington, Tyler Perry, and all else involved, and all the real women who represented the 688, and all the women who are fighting today still. Thank you very much for your service, and I'm out. Take care.